Ah, welcome traveler. Come in, take a seat and put up your feet. Today, we're diving into a game called Stranded: Alien Dawn, a sci-fi survival colony sim game where we will be cooking up some roleplay to enhance the gameplay. This is part 7 in our multi-part series, and if you'd like to see more of this, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let's get cooking. And here we are, back at our settlement. In the previous episode, we went ahead and upgraded this perimeter on the outside, and between episodes, we've actually gone ahead and filled up this room over here, moving all of our construction, or rather our crafting equipment, from inside our main building out into this building. So we have plenty of barrels here, which are fermenting goods. We've moved all of our 3D printers and our electrical furnaces over here, as well as our research tables and other crafting tables, as well as these odds and ends. Now we still have this building over here with some open space that we can make use of, but I haven't quite figured out what to do with that yet. As for this outside area here, we went ahead and we moved all of these goods inside as we now had the space available. So, all of that's now been sorted out. But what are the plans for today's episode? Well, we've upgraded our perimeter here, but we still have these entrances, these old entrances that we used to make use of. And I think that it is high time that we looked at upgrading these and giving a little bit of care and attention. Right, so I'm going to look at throwing up a quick design, and then we'll be right back and check out if it's any good. Right, so here's a basic design of kind of what I'm thinking of going for. So we're going to try build a maze-like structure. As you can see, there's pathing with some traps laid down on the floor to slow down any enemies that would approach this kill box. Then we have fortifications, some carbon fortifications, which I've actually gone ahead and just built the outside layer, just so that if we are attacked during this construction, we can at least try close these gates and force the enemies to be funneled to another entrance. Then we have some raised areas of brickwork where we have some turrets placed on the top and a second layer as well at the back here. So these turrets can then shoot down and target any enemies that get trapped along this route. Then obviously the electrical pylons, a lightning conductor and a motion sensor over here. And then again we just close it off with another gate at the back here. So hopefully this is going to work. I haven't had to actually deal terribly much with very difficult invasions, as most of these guns seem to do a pretty good job, and we just set our settlers to always assist with every defense as well. So it hasn't been too difficult, but we're going to quickly construct this and see what it looks like once it's done, and then we'll look maybe at doing the same design for the other 3 entrances. Right, so we'll be right back.
Laser cannons hum and sink, robots guard our metal brink, silhouettes in neon glow, watch for signs the danger show. Stars above a blazing dome, far from Earth we call this home, shielding from the asteroids, ready for the battles deployed. In the darkness we stand tall, hearts of fire we won't fall, galactic defenders in
There we go, the entrance is now complete. I quite like this design. I think it's going to work very well in funneling our enemies as long as possible inside this little kill zone here, and allowing plenty of time for the turrets to actually focus on them. The one thing I might do here though is replace these two turrets at the back, perhaps with some anti-air turrets. Maybe, I'll still give that some thought, but overall I'm quite happy with this. And I'm going to look at replicating this design at the other three entrances. The only thing that I might change is I might remove this back area here, just the secondary platform, to just keep it for this, as I'm looking at space. For example, here with all of the furnaces, it won't quite fit in with another platform at the back here. And over here by our energy plant, well, it's not really going to work there either. It may fit in here, but I don't really think it's necessary to do the double platform, as we will most probably keep these entrances closed and keep this one open as a main way for the pathing of the enemies to pull them through here. But I think it functions quite nicely, and if we put the roof back on, I think that should work quite nicely. Luckily we do also have enough materials to actually construct this. The carbon needed for this has actually been quite easy to get with the 3D printers that we have up and running. And I think that this is going to be quite nice to just get everywhere, and just brings a little bit of a upscaled entrance, which stands out a little bit against the grey itself. I think it'll look quite nice once we have this in place. But right, let's get started on implementing this at these other three entrances, and we'll have a look at what that's like once it's completed. And here we go, finally, all four of our entrances have been completed. And they're working pretty well. We had a little bit of an incident over here, and the turrets were able to deal with this quite effectively. And I'm quite happy with the design itself. I do wish that I had planned a little bit better though, and left a little bit more space. I wish that this was actually quite a bit wider, so we could have fit more of a maze in here. But I am overall quite happy with the design. It's not extremely extravagant, but it's I think quite good. I think it'll perform its function and defend our base quite well. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is if flying insects were to attack, but I think I may have a plan for that, and that will involve actually going and putting up the anti-air guns on top of the roof here. Just in maybe a little small cluster over here, here, and here, and then we'll set up 4 sensors as well. I think let's just do that just in case we have to end up dealing with, you know, the flying bugs. There we go. Just gone ahead and set up some basic air defenses over here. So this just needs to be constructed. And what we'll do with these is we'll set them all to the same control group, so that when one of these 4 motion sensors actually detects any flying enemies or any enemies in the base, all of the turrets will activate. As I've noticed with flying enemies in particular, when you have a large group of aggressive ones attacking, they'll just fly over the defenses and kind of disperse themselves across the base, wreaking havoc across everything. So if we can have all of these turrets activated, then they should be able to deal with them no matter where they are in the base itself. Right, we're just going to let this be constructed. It shouldn't take too long. We have the materials, and our drones are very efficient in dropping off the required construction material. Now it's just a job for our people to come in and actually start building. So we'll be back soon. There we go. All of our air defenses have actually been constructed now, and along with the motion sensors, all of them have been placed on control group 10. So now if any flying enemies or any enemies were to enter the base and come within range of these motion sensors, all of our air defenses will activate and be able to defend us against any flying insects. As for the ground insects and ground enemies, well, that's what we have the entrances and the corners for. Hopefully they will deal with any attackers in that regard. So I think we're pretty much situated and have resolved any needs or problems that should arise. We have plenty of resources, we have nice growing operations, lots of fuel and alcohol being produced here. It's basically just the hunting of red meat. It's more, I think, farming as well is something that we haven't really looked into in this playthrough. But I don't think we really have proper space inside this perimeter to set up a nice farm. So perhaps something that we'll have a look at in future bases. But there is something that I still want to do for this, and that is actually having a look at, well, this landing zone and making use of the ships to essentially do what this scenario has set forth for us, which was originally to escape this planet. So we are going to be focusing on that now in communicating and contacting any ships that come through that get picked up by our orbital satellites, and trying to arrange escape pods for all of our settlers. You may remember that earlier in the series, Ken had actually said that he will be the last one to leave the settlement in these escapes. So we will make sure that we follow through with that Ken will be the last one to leave the settlement, and that everyone else will escape first. So we will be focusing on that, and let's see if we can actually get enough of those ships to find us, contact us, and send an escape pod. Let's see how things play out. Right, so with that I just wanted to demonstrate what just one corner of the defenses here can actually get up to. I have run into a little bit of a problem in that I now have insufficient cement to actually do these repairs, and I am running dangerously low on stone because I've pretty much removed everything that I could in the immediate vicinity. So yeah, we might have to look at actually replacing these fortifications with a different material if I can no longer repair them. But on the other hand, we are also trying to get off of this planet, and if we can get everyone evacuated before everything crumbles, then, well, it's not really a problem, is it? Right, here we have our first escape pod. And I think the one we're going to be sending off is probably Simon. Simon, his skills aren't great. He's not that good for the settlement, to be honest. So I think we're going to send him on off and try to survive with 6. We should be able to do it. And then we'll just send off in the order of Simon, Ember, Lara, Rita, Raka, until it's Quinn and Ken. Send Quinn off. Ken's the last one. He should be able to survive. Our defenses are mostly automated. Our food growing is reasonably good. We have a lot of food saved up as well. So we should be able to do this, but let's go ahead and send off Simon. And there we go. Simon is on his way to the drop pod, or the escape pod rather. Here he comes through the entrance. And he should be off world soon and nice and safe. I mean, this is the objective that was set forth for this scenario, to try and, survive and escape. There he goes. At least he was kind enough to drop his weapon on the way out. And off he goes. Okay, well, that's that. And we still have 6 more people to go.
Things suns and crimson lies. But already skies are clear. Time to leave and conquer fear. Engines roar and future's bright. Beneath twin suns and crimson lies. But already skies are clear. Time to leave and conquer fear. Engines roar and future's bright. Goodbye dusk, goodbye night. From harsher sands to stars above, we rise with hope and dreams of love. Escape pods fire, breaking chains. Freedom flows through our veins. We are the stars time couldn't beat. Warriors of the dead end street. Now we fly with endless might. Shadows fading in our flanks. But already skies are clear. Time to leave and conquer fear. Engines roar and future's bright. Goodbye dusk, goodbye night. Skies are clear. Time to leave and conquer fear. Engines roar and future's bright. Goodbye dusk, goodbye night. But already skies are clear. Time to leave and conquer fear. Engines roar and future's bright. Goodbye dusk, goodbye night. Goodbye dusk, goodbye night. Goodbye night.
Right, there we have it. Our game's come to an end. We were able to get everyone off the planet, which is fantastic. We actually completed this scenario, rescued everyone, including good old Connor, who left quite a while ago, but we had to get him off as soon as possible. Yeah, this has actually been a really fun game. I'm quite curious to see what the other scenarios actually offer, what the other, planets look like, and what effects and so on they have on the people, as well as what different research they have compared to this planet and this specific scenario. A lot of potential in this game. I like the fact that you can build your bases, you can also do the taming of the animals, which we didn't really explore much in this playthrough, but I think it's quite interesting. A lot of potential for creativity and however you want to build the base. And I think that we will definitely be looking at this game again. But I think that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this series, please like and subscribe, as that would greatly help the channel. If you would like to be kept updated as to new videos being released, then please hit that notification bell. If you have any feedback, suggestions or requests, leave a comment down below and let us know. Until next time, this is Roast Temp. Keep cooking.